Welcome to Handcrafted by G.R. Broussard. I am Greg Broussard, and today we're going to be testing the Granberg Easy Winch for their Alaskan chainsaw mill. I've used their Alaskan chainsaw mill many times to cut a lot of wood, but when I discovered that they had a winch that you can crank and pull that blade through the chainsaw, through the material, I was super excited. I had to get one so I can test it out. This is a Steel MS 311 chainsaw. It standardly comes with a 20-inch bar. I took the 20-inch bar off, but I put a 25-inch bar on. Manufacturer says that's the largest that I should go with this saw. So I used to have about a 14.5-inch cut, 15-inch cut. Now I can get about an 18.5-inch cut all the way through my material. We're going to test it on this pine, and we're going to try the winch and see what happens. That was the first time I used this thing, and I tell you what, that was awesome. Way less effort than just pushing it through. For me, there's definitely a learning curve, seeing how that I've never had one of these before, and I've been just kind of muscling it through. One of the things that I did discover after I was done, I think I had where you put the carabiner up, I think I had that too high, so possibly it was pulling the saw upward. Not sure. I don't know why I didn't check that, but I think this needs to be lowered a little bit. A few things that I noticed, and the first thing that I noticed is that once I got it started and I hooked it up and started winching, I didn't know what to expect, what to feel as you throttle and you crank. I just didn't know what to expect. So I think I put a little bit too much on it, and it was bogging down the saw. Now, granted, I can do an 18-inch cut. It's a bigger blade than, it's the biggest one I can put on this MS-11. And you noticed I was doing another thing is when I was going back and forth, it seems to be easier to use this sawmill when you do a cut, come and do a cut out that middle part, do a cut, cut out the middle part. And that's where you see these striations, the way that the blade is going through here. And then when I started to relax a little bit, it's a smoother cut here, because when I got down here, I was thinking there's got to be a way to have my swerve on correctly. This would have been a lot better. Have my, to get everything balanced. So once you dial it in and you start cranking this thing, it's supposed to pull it all, through, and it does. I don't know if my chainsaw's not as powerful as it needs to be. Was I going too fast? But it looks a lot better, smoother here than of course it does here. Now you've got to clean this wood up anyway to build whatever you're going to build out of it, but it was really awesome. Another thing is like I said, this is too high. I think if I had this down lower, down here, it would pull the saw instead of up, it would pull the saw straighter through the piece of wood. Using this thing for 30 seconds, I guess the only thing that I would be change on this, and I can't even, this is only in the assembly, as this little ball moves up and down, you can't tighten it down, and it still slides. That's probably on purpose where you can just slide it and put it where you want. It should be where you can slide it, turn it, tighten it where you want, because it's kind of a pain. It just kind of moves around. It stops on that little T nut or whatever it's called. But on this one, on the chainsaw, on this one, you can tighten that and it'll stay right there where you put it. It should be the same way on this one. That's my thought. Other than that, with what I just used, I've cut a ton of oak with this thing, pushing it through. It is definitely a back saver. Definitely a back saver. I'm excited about it, and my suggestion is if you have one of these, go get one, because if you have an Alaskan chainsaw mill by Granberg, go buy one of these easy winches. I think from their website it was like $179 or $175. I can't remember exactly what it was. You can get them different prices on Amazon. No, I don't. If it's Granberg, that's what I'm going to buy because I support these guys. But anyway, beautiful, beautiful addition, guys. Go get one. Now that I've cut a slab with the Granberg Alaskan chainsaw system and their little winch, which is really awesome, the fun continues. Now we get to flatten it. This is going to be awesome. A bunch of times, 5-inch bar on a steel MS311, and I'm going to have to I'm super excited to try it. Hopefully it's easier to pull that chain through the material. I changed this saw.